Oh, 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 oh. Allah, 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 Allah. This, ya Jama'ah. This. You don't know what you're missing out on if you haven't benefited from this. This is too beautiful. This book, I cannot express how beautiful and how important this book is. Al-Ilal al-Daraqutni. And this is just such a blessing to have. 14 volumes. 2 of those volumes are like index. All right. But so let's just say 12 volumes. This is such a special book. And what Daraqutni does in this book is he's asked, guys, Daraqutni, 12 volumes of content of him being before even getting into that. So here's the style of the book. All right. So he would be asked about a hadith. All right. He was asked about a hadith that has to do with al-wudu and wiping on the khuf. And he would say, Daraqutni would say that this hadith was narrated by Abdul A'la Tha'labi and Abdurrahman bin Abi Layla. And then he would say that there's a difference in how it was recited from Abdurrahman bin Abi Layla. So Ali bin Abdul A'la would narrate from his father, from Ibn Abi Layla, from Al-Bara, from Umar. Okay? And then he would say, he would mention who narrated from him. Okay? And then he said that Amr bin Abi Qais asnadahu, yani he connected the chain. And then he mentions the other paths of the hadith. Israel bin Yunus, وورقاء bin Umar, وأبو عوانة, وشريك, وإبراهيم bin Tahman, وعن عبد الأعلى. Those others all narrate the same hadith. They did not mention Al-Bara bin Azib, and they connected the chain. All right. As for Isa bin Abdurrahman bin Abi Layla and Abihi and Umar, he did not mention Al-Bara, and he did not attribute the hadith to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So basically what Daraqutni is doing here in this book is he's speaking about the differences of the narrators in attributing this hadith to the Prophet or not to the Prophet. Is this a hadith attributed to Umar alone? Is this a statement by Umar? Is this a statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? Who said what? Who in the chain said what, basically? And this, and then of course he would say what his final opinion is. He says, and in my opinion, that it's Ibn Abi Layla from Umar, and Al-Bara isn't there. Al-Bara isn't supposed to be mentioned in the report, and so basically that's his final call in regards to this hadith. Now this is quite complicated. By the way, this is quite complicated for someone to follow through. If you're not someone who's really interested in the field. But what's really special about Daraqutni is he did this with 12 volumes. 12 volumes of content. All right? He did this with 12 volumes of content. And what's really special about that is he did this with his memory, and he did not write the stuff down. His students are there writing the stuff down. So, search engine, and he was a search engine of his time.
So we have now Daraqutni, Imam, عظيم, لا شك ولا ريب. يعني Daraqutni is the Imam of this field. It's hard to even talk about him in this issue, and that's how big he is, rahimahullah. And when he weakens something or he critiques something, that's Daraqutni. It's not a light matter. Daraqutni, Imam al-Ilal. By the way, Daraqutni, he has a kitab called Ilal al-Warida. They said أملاه من ظهره, يعني أملاه من حفظه. He narrated the whole entire 10 something volumes, يعني from memory. Al-Dhahabi, I think it was him. He said that if it's true, I think it was Imam al-Dhahabi. He said if it's true that Daraqutni dictated this book from memory, then he's no less than Ahmad bin Hanbal and Abu Zur'at al-Razi and Atim al-Razi. By the way, they said about Daraqutni as a side benefit. They said about him, subhanallah. They said about him, he would put things in his ears when he walked outside, because he would memorize people's conversations.
Oh, his memory was that sharp.
was sharp. There was a strange story that was mentioned about him. Daraqutni. It's a side point.
Yeah.
They said that two men were arguing, and they were speaking a different language.
Okay.
And he saw the argument going back and forth, and he had his cotton wool in his ears. He chose to take it out and came to the two people, and he said, "What is the problem? What's the quarrel that you guys are having?" And they told him their problems. Later, both of them went, and they went to the court to argue. The court said, "Well, who's your witness in this situation?" They said, Daraqutni is our shahid witness. He was there. He was present when we were both arguing. He was there. Keeping in mind that Daraqutni, they were quarreling and they were arguing in two different languages. So he came to the courtroom, and the judge asked Daraqutni, "Is it true? Is it true that you were present when these two people were arguing over an issue?" He said, "Yes." What did they say to each other? He said they spoke different language. Both of them were speaking two different languages. I don't know what they said, but I memorized it. He quoted this first man what he said. He quoted the second one what he said. And he kept the information for them intact. Passed it on. The Qadi said, "We know what happened."
Allahu Akbar.
Gave the judgment to this. So Daraqutni rahimahullah ta'ala, they said his hifd was thaqib, strong, solid.